Hello my YouTube friends and welcome back to the channel. If you've been following my channel then you know our 2013 Lexus GS350 has been the most reliable car that we've ever owned. We bought the car back in 2015 as a certified pre-owned unit with only 32,000 miles on it. And in that time, I've had to do absolutely nothing to this car other than regular fluid changes and consumable items. And by consumable items I mean brakes, tires, and one battery. That is it. This car has been amazing. Now that the car has 127,000 miles on it, I'm starting to notice a growling sound or groaning sound coming from the left front side of the vehicle, which tells me that we probably have a wheel bearing that's on its way out. So when I got home, I jacked up the car and did the usual tests. And sure enough, yep, the wheel bearing is bad. Now I know some of you will probably ask me, Dan, what brand of wheel bearing should I go with? Well, that really depends on the longevity that you're after. Now if you have a car that you plan on selling soon, then you'll probably purchase the cheapest wheel bearing that you can, install it, and then move the car along. But for me, we plan on keeping the car. So I'd like to do this job right the first time. So I'll be purchasing a wheel bearing from a quality manufacturer. And in this case, I purchased my wheel bearing / hub assembly from NSK. Now I've purchased probably 10 or 12 of these over the years, and I've never had any issues with bearings that come from NSK. They're made in Japan, exactly the same place where my Lexus is made, and they just make a good quality bearing. So if you'd like to purchase this exact same bearing that I did, then I'll leave a link in the description on where you can purchase one. And also, I just want to warn you guys, I know a lot of you are used to my videos of the past where they're extremely detailed and step by step, but unfortunately, I just don't have the time to do those anymore. And honestly, a lot of those videos received more criticism than thank yous, especially my Lexus ones, which tells me you guys already know how to do all this stuff. So why am I wasting 5 hours plus in front of a computer editing the footage in a format where anyone can understand it? So if you still want to follow along with me on this journey, I think we'll have some fun and you might learn something. So let's get started. So now I'm ready to remove the brake rotor, and since I'm going to be reusing this, I want to be very careful not to damage it when I remove it. So I'm going to be using either a rubber mallet or a block of wood and a sledgehammer. So I'll put the block of wood against the brake rotor and then hit it with a sledge. That way I won't damage the rotor. I'm gonna need more power. Welcome to Michigan. Woo! Things get rusty. There we go. So now I'm ready to start prepping the bolts on the hub assembly for removal. And I strongly suggest that you use a very good penetrating oil, something like PB Blaster. So I'm going to spray all these bolts. There's 4. You got 2 here. We got 2 on the bottom. I'm going to let them soak for about an hour, and then I'm going to come back out here, and then we're going to remove them. So what I've done is I hopped in the car and then turned the steering wheel as far to the right as I could, so that way I could have easy access to these 2 bolts. So now I'm going to use my impact and a 17mm socket to remove them. So now I got the 2 bolts removed on the other side. I hop back in the car, turn the wheel all the way to the left so I could have easy access to these other 2 bolts as well. But I think I'm gonna have some issues with this bottom one because we got the tie rod in the way, so I'll have to do that in the old-fashioned way. But I'll get it figured out. So it's starting to get pretty dark out here, so I don't know how well you guys can see this last bolt that I'm going to remove. But this is going to be the fun one because I can't get my impact gun on it. So I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. Oh wow, that one cracked loose. Alright, I got the last bolt removed. Now the real fun begins, and that is trying to remove this hub assembly. Because I live in the Rust Belt, I know for a fact this thing is not going to come out easy. Alright guys, we're at the part where the real fun begins, and that is removing this axle nut. As you can see, it is super corroded and rusty. I've been having this thing soak in PB Blaster all night. So if you've got a rear wheel drive car and you're trying to replace the front hub, this is something you don't have to worry about because you're only going to have axle nuts on your rear wheels. Whereas for me, mine's all-wheel drive, so I've got axle nuts on all 4 corners. So I'm special. It's going to make it a lot more fun for me. Yay! So regarding these axle nuts, you do want to take some precautions with removing them because you definitely do not want to strip this thing out. The moment you strip these things out, oof. You're in a world of hurt after that. So I'm going to be careful with removing it because they do put an indentation on these nuts to prevent them from backing out. So you really want to try and get that indentation removed. And you can do that with a couple of tools here. Most cases a flathead screwdriver. You get it in there and you pry it back out. That usually works. Or some cases I've had good luck with needle nose pliers as well, getting in there and moving it out. Otherwise, if you got a super powerful impact gun, you can just throw it on there and give it the beans and hopefully it will loosen right up for you. But I wouldn't recommend doing that because you do not want to risk stripping this guy out. So it's time for me to have some fun. All right, let's give it a whirl. Well, that came off easier than I thought, honestly. Alright guys, I'm at the part where I need to pull the hub assembly from the steering knuckle. And so I've had this tool for a while now, and it saved myself a lot of grief and headaches on trying to remove hub assemblies without one of these. So I highly recommend that you buy a puller with a slide hammer on it. I mean, having one of these tools is extremely valuable when it comes to removing a hub assembly, especially from a car that's lived its whole life in the salt belt, because this thing is not going to come out without a fight, and you'll see why. Well, sorry about that. My camera died right in the middle of pulling this hub assembly. But I did want to still go over a couple of things that you guys did not see when I pulled this thing. Right when the camera died, you guys saw that I had freed it from the steering knuckle and it got all loose. But what you didn't see is that the axle was still bonded inside the hub itself right here. So it was still seized to it. So if I kept pulling on this thing, I would have pulled the whole axle assembly out with it as well, which would have created a lot more work for me. So you do not want to do that. So just be mindful that when you're pulling these things, that your axle inside here is not coming with it. So what I had to do in order to free the axle from the hub assembly is I took a flathead screwdriver on the axle right here and then just gave it a couple of good whacks, and it freed it real quick from this old hub assembly. And just in case if there were any doubts that this was the bad one, have a listen for yourself. That does not sound healthy. It sounds very gritty. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Plus it does not free spin very easily either. So obviously this one was bad, definitely due for replacement. Now let me show you what my new one sounds like. So this is my brand new NSK unit that I'll be installing. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says made in Japan. Exactly where my Lexus is made. Oh, look at that. Quiet as a church. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this baby installed. Alright, I'm at the point where I'm ready to install the new hub assembly, but before I do that, I'm just going to take a wire brush and clean up this surface right here. Then as you can see, I've already applied my anti-seize to the axle because we plan on keeping this car a very long time. So we're going to try and hit 250,000 miles with this Lexus. And I know I'll probably have to change this wheel bearing one more time during our ownership. So I want to make sure this old one comes off a lot easier than the last one did. Oh, almost forgot something important. And then also I want to make sure my ABS sensor is pulled out. All right, time to tighten up these 4 bolts. Alright guys, the new hub assembly is installed, so that only means one more thing to do, and that is to install my new axle nut and torque it to 217 foot-pounds. Now if this is a job you plan on doing always, and I mean always, use a new axle nut. These things are one-time use only because they're torque to yield nuts. So they can only be used one time and then you throw them away. And it's not worth compromising your safety over $10 or $11. I'll even make it easy for you to purchase a new one. I'll leave a link in the description along with the part number. So the last thing we need to do is put an indentation right here so this nut cannot back out. I'm going to attempt to do it with the flathead screwdriver. I can't seem to find my punch set right now. Now that the hub is installed, I can reinstall my ABS sensor here. You definitely don't want to damage these things. Holy cow, Lexus wants like almost $300 for an ABS sensor. And the aftermarket companies are not much cheaper. I think they're around 200 bucks. Alright, I'm coming down the home stretch. All that's left to do is throw the brake rotor, caliper, and front wheel back on. And that's how I changed the hub assembly out on my 2013 Lexus GS350. The hardest part of this job was pulling the old hub assembly, but as you saw, having the right tools makes all the difference. If you plan on replacing the hub on your car, then I highly recommend that you purchase a hub puller, because it will save you a tremendous aggravation. Also, before pulling your old hub assembly, make sure the ABS sensor has been removed, or you will ruin it. A new ABS sensor from Lexus is almost $300 for these cars. And the aftermarket sensors are not much cheaper either. So definitely learn from me and pull that ABS sensor before removing your old hub assembly. It took me about 1.5 hours to replace the front driver's side hub on my 13 GS350. If you could do basic auto repair tasks like oil changes, brake servicing, and spark plugs, then I think you will have no problem replacing the front hub on your car. Hopefully this video was somewhat helpful. If you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure you smash that like button. So long, and happy wrenching.